Hello everyone, I'm Lewis,
And I'm Martin,
and today we're not talking MMA, we're talking football.
or as people like to call it here in the U.S., soccer.
We're one of the lucky few that were able to see the Ronaldo world premiere movie on the big screen.
It was a pretty good showing. There was a seating of about 85 people, and there were still people trying to get in at the last second.
So this is our review of the Ronaldo world premiere.
All right, so here's our review on the movie. Obviously, it's going to be a bunch of spoiler alerts going on, so if you don't want to watch this or cover your ears or something, be well prepared. The closest theater that was here to us was in LA, but tickets were sold out pretty quickly. So we drove all the way to Murrieta, which is about like 50 or 80 miles south of us. So yeah, we drove pretty far to watch this damn movie. I really wanted to watch it, so we drove pretty far to watch it since it was all sold out here.
Yeah, like you said, there was only two places showing it. There, I believe Westwood was showing it, and that was sold out from the day before. And then Murrieta still had tickets available, so we took the drive to go over there. What I found interesting is when we were in line waiting to get our tickets, there was people actually in line that were trying to purchase tickets to the movie that was already sold out. You would think that maybe the theater would have anticipated this selling out and put it in a bigger theater. But yeah, the theater we were in was a very small theater, like Martin said earlier. It was about,
Like 80 something,
I
85.
believe the lady said 84 tickets, and we were there about 40 to 30 minutes before the movie started.
That was like a good hour there before the movie started.
And it was already packed in there. So our seats were not the best seats as far as where I normally like to sit, right in dead center. But there was a lot of people showing up like 5 to 10 minutes before the movie, and they were in the front row looking up. So yeah, I was very impressed and surprised how loyal his
His
fans are. That they were
was,
there an hour before the movie, just waiting for Ronaldo to come on screen.
Yeah, I mean we wore our jerseys and stuff, but there was like half of the people there were wearing jerseys. A lot of them were wearing like the older jerseys, like the blue one from the year they won the Champions League, that third jersey they had. There was like three people wearing my jersey, and then I think it was like the only one wearing that jersey. But yeah, it was just like Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid, like the whole time. People had like Real Madrid jackets and stuff. Like his fan base is like pretty intense. Like he's the most popular football soccer player in the world. So, alrighty, so it starts off with going from the beginning of his career to the end of it. Obviously, well, not the end of it, but current time right now. It shows off when he was in Portugal and he grew up in Madeira, and then he went to Sporting Lisbon, and then he went to Manchester United and Real Madrid after that. It talks about his family, very good stories about his father and his brother, a little bit of his mom, and his kid is mostly in the entire movie, which is really good. Shows his whole family is really part of his continuity, and yeah, it was really I thought it was a really good movie. I'm very biased, obviously, since I'm a really big Real Madrid fan. Him, not so much, but I would give it a pretty good score from 1 to 10. I'd give it maybe a good solid 8. From a documentary, that's pretty high up for me. You can get that on RealMadrid.com, and you go to their shop and get all their stuff there. That's where I get all of my stuff. I get all the jerseys and scarves and stuff, since I'm a Madridista. I'm a membership over there with them. Yeah, you can get the Blu-ray. I believe it's November 26th. I'm not quite sure. You can pre-order it there, and you can get it shipped to your house there. So a lot of the movie, it talks about his upbringing. He grew up with, I believe, 4 siblings, his mom and his dad, in Madeira, Portugal, a small little island. And in the movie, his mom talks about how she wanted to abort him, but she ended up keeping him, and it's like the best thing to ever happen to them, obviously. She talks about how they were like super dirt poor. His dad went to, I think it was some sort of war or something. When he came back, he became an alcoholic due to it because he was really angry all the time. And it ruined, I don't want to say it ruined, but he didn't have that great of a relationship with his father. He said so himself in the movie that he didn't have one-on-one conversations with him about like life and stuff like that. So when they grew up in a port town in Madeira, which is like a little small island, they sent him to play soccer to a different city at the age of 12, which really it was a big impact on him, being pretty young and then leaving your family to go somewhere else, to go play. He said he cried every single day after that. Um, it was a really big impact on him, on his life. There's a bunch of parts where they talk about his family and his like inner circle, and about a little tiny part of the movie they were talking about his mother where she gets like anxiety attacks from watching him play. So she said that when she was younger, she would watch the games and she would be like okay with it if they win or lose. But later on in his career, like to current time, she gets like anxiety attacks and she has like take medications for that, which is like a pretty cool view of like his like the behind the scenes of what you don't see like during the game. Like and not only does it affect him where he is like upset after the game or whatever, his family like feels the same way. Like they're in anticipation of like wanting to know like what's gonna happen. I thought that was pretty cool, like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, another scene that I liked was me being a semi Messi fan is when they were, I guess, in the back waiting for them to go on stage and they were gonna announce the winner for
The Ballon d'Or, the
yeah.
second one, this past year.
And throughout the movie, his son is very outgoing, but when Messi was there, he just froze and he was in shock and he couldn't believe that was Messi there. And
yeah, like it's like when little kids like see their idol or whatever when they're like in person. So like, for Cristiano Ronaldo's son, like all he sees him is just as his dad. Like he doesn't think he's like any big shot or whatever. But when he sees like Messi in person, he was like the whole time like super shocked and like super quiet and like super reserved, not trying to talk to anybody. It was really adorable. In the movie, he talks about how if he would have gone back in time, he would have not gone to the World Cup just so he can heal up his leg and just start off strong from the next time. So, I mean, at the time he was only 29 or 30 or something, so he's got at least one or two more World Cups to go before like the end of his career. So I mean, it's not the end of the world not to go to the World Cup, especially if you're injured for it. Like you don't want to risk the remaining part of your career just on trying to go to the World Cup, which is like a really big thing. But I mean, it's something that in an athlete's mind where you just gotta put the injury aside and I don't know, just try to play through it. But that's what he tried doing. But he said some stuff he regrets doing it. So the movie pretty much chronologically went from the beginning of his career to current time. Most of it was being talked about during his career here at Real Madrid. He's been with them for like 6 years or so, I believe, since 2009, 2015 now. He's been with them for like 6 years. Most of the time period is this past year between the Champions League and him winning his second Ballon d'Or. Yeah, like from his excitement from his second Ballon d'Or, he was like crying on stage with his family, and then the second one he was like super pumped up about it, and they showed him like celebrating on the airplane with all his friends and family, like taking pictures of it, and they're all drinking wine or champagne or whatever. It's pretty cool behind the scenes stuff, like all of it. Usually you don't get to see any of this, just like picture stills or something, but you get to see the whole video behind the scenes of him celebrating with his family and having dinner afterwards, celebrating it. It's pretty cool. It's something that you don't really get to see on a regular basis, especially for like someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, which like throughout the movie he talks about how when he was younger he would go out and party all the time, and now he's more into very conservative. He just practices on the training ground, comes back home, and just chills with his family and his kid like the entire time. It's pretty good behind the scenes stuff. So at the end of the movie, after the credits, Cristiano Ronaldo had like a little special message for the people that came out to actually see the movie. It was like a thank you sort of thing. Here's some extra cuts and deleted scenes. It went to where Cristiano Ronaldo was born in Madeira, in Portugal. They had a big museum opening for him, for his big old statue in there in the Museum of CR7. His brother's the one that's actually in charge of the day-to-day operations there at the museum, if I'm correct from whatever the movie said. Yeah, so they had that big old ceremony, and then they showed him like leaving and taking off with his kid and stuff. It was actually pretty cool. And there was a bunch of other deleted scenes where they talked a little bit about his brother, about his addiction to alcohol and stuff, since like he got that from his father. And then they had a really long, like maybe 5 to 6, 7 minutes about his manager when he like found him and like tried bringing him up, and now they're like father figure to Cristiano Ronaldo, which is pretty cool. I thought that was pretty good contribution to the movie. You get more background story as to Cristiano Ronaldo's like inner circle.
Now, do you think these deleted scenes and behind the scenes are gonna be part of the Blu-ray?
I'm pretty sure, like, if you go like to the menus on regular movies, there's like deleted scenes, extended cuts, and all commentary stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be that section of it is what we saw in the movie theater. Instead of it being like going to the menus and clicking on that, we just got it all part of one big old thing at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it was like I said, not being a fan before, get to appreciate Ronaldo and what he's been through in his life. The movie with the extended scenes and the behind the scenes stuff was almost 2 hours, but being there, it didn't seem like a 2 hour movie. 2 hour movie seems to drag, and this seemed to be a pretty constant flow. So,
Well, for me, that did drag a little bit here and there, but not anything to where I'm like yawning over here trying to wait for the next scene. It dragged a little bit. I mean, just like any movie, it would happen. So I'm not completely biased to the movie, but there was some parts of it where I was like, yeah, I can speed it up a little bit from here. There's like a bunch of trade talk about him going on right now, though. Like if he's going to go back to Manchester United or go to PSG where all the money's at.
if he was to leave Madrid, would you follow him to his new team?
Yeah, so I wouldn't follow. I would follow him as a player, but I would still be a Real Madrid fan. Like, I mean, Real Madrid to the end, yeah.
And you would just be a fan of the. Would you sport any of his jerseys at his new club? Or?
I would sport a Portuguese jersey for sure. But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd buy a jersey from another team, even though it has Ronaldo on the back of it. I don't know. I'm pretty biased when it comes to like wearing jerseys and stuff like that for different teams. I like different players on different teams and stuff, but I don't think I'd buy a jersey from another player, for another team. It would have to be just strictly Real Madrid for soccer.
Interesting. Now, let's talk a little about you going to one of the Madrid games
Oh yeah, all right.
pretty soon.
So, December 31st, I am leaving to Spain. I'm going to be there for about 3 weeks or so, going up and down all of Spain. I am going to be going to the Real Madrid Gijon game January 16th or so, I believe. That weekend of January 16th, I'm going to go to that game. It's not too big of a team, like it's no Clásico where it's like the Super Bowl or the Mecca of all soccer, but I mean, any chance you're gonna get to go to Spain and watch a Real Madrid game, like that's like top notch what you want to do. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get some pretty good seats to that game.
So you mentioned earlier that you're part of the Madrid membership club.
Yeah, so I'm part of their fan club on their website. It's called Madridistas. You actually get a card. There's like 3 different levels of it to it. It's like a small, medium, large type of deal, I guess. So yeah, so I have the large packet, I guess, like the most expensive one. I think it is like 60, 80, and then like 120 euros or something like that. I don't know, something like that. I don't know what the levels are to it, but yeah. And then, I mean, here's like free product placement right here, pretty much. Yeah, you sign up for it, and then like every single year you upgrade to like level 2 or whatever. So like I guess I'm like a first year, and then second year and third year. The longer that you're there with them, like the first year they'll send you a packet with like a pin, a badge. They have like signed pictures from like some of the top players they have on the team. Like the first year they give you a scarf. So this year coming up, I think it's in the middle of December when mine renews. So then I like get my second year. I have no idea what I'm gonna get that time for my second year, but hopefully it's something cool. If they give me a badge, I'm totally down with that. I mean, or another scarf. I really don't care. Just anything from the team. It's pretty cool for me.
And does this give you like access or rights to get tickets to the game, or all the games pretty much sold out?
So you get access to getting some of their VIP tickets, and then you get discounts throughout Madrid, like different stores there. So you get like 10% discounts, like restaurants or retail stores or whatever. I have no idea like the complete list of it, but you get some discounts there. And then if you go to the RealMadridShop.com, you can get discounts on anything you purchase. So I think it's like 10 or 15% off of there. But this actually popped up the other day. I got a thing in the mail from DHL from ordering my jerseys, so I bought 3 of them. So it comes out to like, I don't know, like close to like $300. So apparently, if you order something over that a certain amount, the U.S. can tax you on it, which I had no idea about that. And then DHL sent me like a notice like, oh, you owe like 70 something bucks for taxes for getting something delivered to you from internationally.
Oh, so they're charging you like,
yeah, so that was fucked up.
like duties or tariffs or something like that.
Yeah, so if you're gonna get something, I would suggest you get something not close to $200, and then just get like another order of like under $200, like try to beat the system, because that's fucked up. I had no idea about that.
So you actually had to write them a check before you can get the stuff, or?
No, so I ordered the jerseys like in August. It's already like the middle of November. So like 3 months later, they send me like 2 months later, they send me in the mail like, oh, here's you still owe for your taxes on that, and I was fucking shocked.
Wow, that's crazy. So that's the tip for the day. If you're gonna, if you want to cheat the system, go ahead and buy multiple jerseys one at a time instead of buying 3.
Then you get taxed like $70. That's fucked up. I was so pissed.
What happens if you don't pay it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't want to ask like, hey, what happens if I don't pay this? Because I don't want to pay it. Like, I already bought my jerseys, and then fucking 2 months later, you're gonna tell me I owe another $80? That's bullshit. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that social networking stuff. If you will have any ideas on what it is you want us to do next, let us know. Comment down below. If you like our stuff here, if you just want us to do MMA, if you want us to do soccer stuff, comment on this. Let us know what to do. Thank you very much for watching.
See you next time.